live. Let me see if somebody come on here. Do 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 do. Oh, my notification already popped up.
Making a murder side beat. Oh, then got another part 2 of Making a Murder.
Oh, okay. I see that from Flex. Hey, so what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? This is our first foray into the land of live via the laptop. But this is your brother like none other, Jay Carter, coming on behalf of Better Than Your Average YouTube channel, the movement. How do we get here is the show. We got my man that is always heard and never ever seen, Skeens.
What it do?
We're just sitting up here chopping it up, playing with this live stuff, man. So hopefully we'll be using some live stuff. We put a little topic in there for you, some food for fodder. I don't know if any of y'all have seen the relationship coach. Well, I don't know if he's a relationship coach, but he's a consultant, image consultant, Kevin Samuels. And we have been checking him out for about 6 months or so, something like that. And he has some very I guess they I didn't notice, but there's a whole what they would call the manosphere. You know what I'm saying? Or they talk about blue pill, red pill man, and stuff like that. So however, through the algorithms on YouTube, he came and Skeens and I have look at a lot of the same stuff. So it's funny, like I think YouTube pretty much the algorithms advertise videos to us pretty much the same exact stuff. Mm-hmm. Sports comedy and like podcast commentary, stuff like that. But the boy, like I said, he went viral because it was alleged that he told a woman that she was average at best. And I don't think it once you watch the video was like 20 minutes or so. And it wasn't that he necessarily called her average, but at a point in their conversation, he asked her to rate herself on a scale of 1 to 10. And he said, you can't use 7. Again, I don't know exactly why Kevin, I haven't looked at enough of his videos to know why he removes the 7, but just based on my mind frame, I think he removes the 7 because most people, because they like, I'm not gonna give myself a perfect 10. I don't think I'm a 9.
7 is the default score.
7 is kind of just like that default score. So he says, you can't use 7. And so this young lady rated herself a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 5 without makeup. And she says she's a 6 with makeup. That's what she said. So she set the standard of as far as looks. Again, I know about how cool she is. We're not talking about how good she cooks. We're not even talking about, like, when he's talking about that rating, he's not even talking about like your physical, do you got a snatch waist, a big booty, He's just talking about, what do you rate? Just your face. Just your face. She said a 5 and a 6 with makeup. So he was saying, you're about average, which a lot of times, the thing of in this social media age of always putting our best out, always with the filters and the editing the videos and the photos and stuff like that. I mean, and we've all done it, but we have taken that, saying that you're average looking chick, as a negative, you know what I'm saying? But he was just stating to her that if you find the parameters, I believe that he was going from, if you find a single 6-figure plus earning guy that oftentimes, if they're single, they're not looking for a quote unquote self-professed average looking chick. And again, we know beauty is in the eye of the beholder and everything, but that's typically not what those guys are looking for, because depending on what stats that you look at, once you become, as a man, if you're a 6-figure earner and above, just once you touch that 6-figure mark, you're like in the 15th percentile in the country. And then as you continue to ascend up there, you become into more and more rarefied air. If you look at some of the statistics, we're not going to talk about how much money households actually keep and stuff like that. But some of the statistics, if you look at like the median black family, is the household, they say, is, $45,000, the household. Right. So this is, some people think that because we have this delusion, again, talking about as a single man, 6 figures, you're in the 15th percentile. So women, I think the conversation we want to have is like, again, logic and reason. This is typically how men operate. And Kev tries to help women to understand how men think so that they can make sure that they're into the right, falling into the right spaces with the right men. Right expectations, as Schemes is saying, so typically, again, a 15th percentile man typically, in general, does not want an average kind of chick. You know what I'm saying? Because he's afforded himself a certain level of affluence, a certain level of being able to acquire things that is going to put him in a certain space. And as much as we, pretend and might not admit it, women still do look at money. Schemes has always said for a long time, money is a facelift.
Absolutely.
So by the mere, Schemes and I could walk in HEB, Walmart, our local grocery store, Target, go to the park, go running around the block, me riding my bike around, and nobody's bothering me. But let me achieve some money, affluence, media exposure. Win the lottery. Let my Facebook followers, Instagram, YouTube go up. All of a sudden, Jay is looking a little different now. Same dude.
I've been having a crush on you all these years. You know how I go.
One of my big homies, he's in his 50s, and he talks about that. He was a basketball player, and he achieved a certain level of stardom. Mm-hmm. And he was like, before I became a dude that was known for playing basketball, chicks weren't fooling. As soon as I came with that varsity jacket on, I always liked you. You've been cute to me this whole time. Same dude. So again, talking about it, going back to this young lady, the narrative has been that Kevin Samuels talked to her bad and this and that, and agree or disagree with me, but I think sometimes, while I don't necessarily always agree with his delivery, I understand his point of view. Like, I can push that aside to get what he's trying to say. His intent is really to have more people together. He's just giving you the mechanisms of, again, from the male perspective, how men think. And for some women, they have this thing where they don't want, when they hear the way that men think, that it upsets them. But this is just the reality of a situation here. Like, it's just like they always say, a man is only as faithful as his options. As a man has more money and influence, his options go way up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
society won't allow him to date anything less than
what
he is.
Right.
So when you earn a certain stature, the social pressures won't allow you to date anything under.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Look at the heat that he received from being with his wife. Mm-hmm. Now she's been with him when he had nothing. Look at my man Ghost. Look at his wife.
Yep, Omari.
If she doesn't meet your level of what society tells you that you are and what you should have, you won't be able to make that 5. Mm-hmm. Or that self-proclaimed 5. Because society has told me that you are not an option. Even though you may want me, I can't look down to you. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the major things that people got to realize. Even if there's something that you want from a social norm, and the stress of holding that position, you can't back down.
You can't, because society, again, we pretend that we don't have these societal norms.
So what we need to have, you know, we have all these weird, unnecessary challenges.
Right.
How about we have a real challenge?
Okay.
Filter free, real, be you, and embrace being you.
Right.
The diversity amongst us, whatever our flaws, so on and so forth, and be proud about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if we're talking about empowering each other and all these different things, we claim empowerment and love yourself, but at the same time you're running around with a filter on the whole time.
Right.
Then you are lying to yourself and others.
Well, this goes back to, we said it several episodes back, but we were talking about there's a realophobia out here.
Absolutely.
Realophobia, man. People are afraid of the real. People are afraid to show, you know, who they really are. And really, and we would always talk about this as men, there's an appreciation that, believe it or not, we really have in the real as far as when it's coming to women and stuff like that. While we applaud these chicks that are on the IG and got all this stuff, there's a certain level of, again, I want a woman that's real. You know, you talking about your wife or your significant other, she's had your children and stuff. I'm not expecting no airbrush chick running around the house and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's a sign of real living, how she looked. And men, you know, again, if we're going to switch it over to men, we got to be real about how we've changed in things over the years. You know, and talking about realophobia, one of my things I'm always thinking about is, again, we talk about the IG models and different things. These chicks will visibly have had work, but then you'll see them on their photos and stuff, squatting and stuff in the gym. You didn't get that from squats. Come on, man, stop it. Come on, man, let's be real.
From a lot of cash.
Come on, man. Come on. What's wrong with the real, man? So, again, talking about Kevin Samuels again, where we applaud him is that he is trying to bridge the gap in where men and women, how we think, man. And dudes, it's just a certain level of reality of how dudes look at certain things. Now, again, there are anomalies where you will see a higher earning dude with a quote unquote average chick and things of that nature. We're not saying that can't happen, but if we're trying to give information out to the masses, you deal in generality. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the anomalies, because anomalies, again, are anomalies. That's not the average. Those are exceptions. That's not the rule.
Yeah, I think one of the issues is a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot. Well, yes, a lot of women think they are the exception to the rule.
Boom, there you go.
So it's just like when Chris Rock had the one stand and said, "Why is there a new crackhead?"
Because you think you're the exception.
What made you think that, you know what, I can try crack and I won't get it?
There should be no new crackheads, but people think they will be the exception.
You're the exception to the rule. Now, be the exception. Once you're received as the exception to the rule, understand that you made it.
Right.
You can't look at everybody else at that same as I made it. You should too. No, be real with yourself. Understand. You should understand that I slipped through the cracks.
Right.
But part of Kevin's the thing is what people get mad at his delivery. But what he tells people is, we really want you to. I want people to stay together. But part of staying together is finding the right match for you.
The right person.
We're not peanut. There's a reason why they have peanut butter and jelly.
Right.
They match.
Yes.
We don't have peanut butter and applesauce.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Right.
I mean, jelly and applesauce.
We'll have jelly and ketchup.
Yes.
Peanut butter and barbecue sauce.
It's not a match.
Right.
So once people understand the perspective of what is available for you, not just what's available for you, what is right for you.
There you go.
Choosing what's right for you and not under glitz and glamour is what's going to make longevity. You can't pick something that you know you shouldn't have. You don't need. Two, that you shouldn't have, and get mad at the outcome when it falls in your face.
Well, watch this. I use me for example. I am confident NJ. I love me some me. I kiss my my wife would tell you I used to pose in the mirror every morning in front of her, look at my abs and all while I was in the gym like that. She'd be like, oh my God, I love me some me. I understand I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
Exactly.
And that's cool. But when I'm searching for a mate, my search is in eye level with where I am. Mm-hmm. The example I gave, we was over on Instagram Live. As much as I know I'm a stand-up dude, I'm a great father, I'm a great husband, I have high moral standards and principles, right? But look at the difference between men and women. Jay will not find himself saying that I will only accept a quote-unquote Beyonce, Rihanna, whatever example you want to use type chick. If Skins, if it ain't Beyonce, man, I ain't gonna date then. And then when I don't find a Beyonce, Skins, I say, oh, these women out here messed up. Mm-hmm. These women ain't right. No, Jay, bro, the homies gotta be real me. Negro, you ain't gonna find Beyonce looking, it's not checking for you. And I can't be mad when the homies tell me that. That's reality. She's not checking for a dude at my level. She's not. And that's fine. But here's where, again, a woman and women will applaud their friend and tell her she can find it when she's, and there's nothing wrong. Again, an average chick. We all gonna fall more to the, think about it, y'all. We all are gonna generally fall more to the middle than we fall to the outside. That's why there's not a whole, we don't see a whole bunch of LeBron James and Michael Jordan walking around. Those are anomalies. Most people in general are gonna fall to the middle. But women will tell each other, girl, that's right. A woman that is an average chick will be looking for a Denzel, Omari Hardwick, Idris Elba type dude. And if she don't find it, then it's to bash the man. No, you're looking in the wrong place.
Like you're saying, the first question is, where would you find them? How would you meet?
Right.
How would y'all meet?
How you gonna meet that kind of guy?
Where would y'all be in the same room?
Right. Where are you going to be
for that discussion, that first initial conversation that happened?
Right.
And not and outside of being outside of fandom, like you being at a concert. Yep. No, a real legitimate opportunity to have a one-on-one with that person.
Right.
Where would that take place when you are a regular person, and that person that you're talking about is in a whole different stratosphere in terms of not just the finances, but the location where that person will be. Mm-hmm. If you're here in Central Texas,
just straight up location.
Yeah. You say, I want this 6-figure. Okay, if the average guy in this area, if 90% of the guys in your area are making less than 70, and you say, I want a guy that's making 200,000, guess what?
Right.
You're gonna actually have to communicate with somebody in a different location.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you have to be honest with yourself. What is proximity?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But you must embrace what's in the proximity, and because you got your eye on the sparrow looking up, you walk by a whole lot of great people.
Yeah.
And you walk by the person that's really meant for you, because that person that's meant for you is actually looking at you while you're looking up.
Okay, come on now. Now you're talking. And again, listen to what Skeens is saying. Based off just proximity and location, let's pretend the city you live in, right? The average guy in that area, or let's say that the high earning guy is making $60,000, $70,000 a year. Unfortunately, sisters, I love you. You will be in that pool. You'll be in that talent pool, right? And say that, well, my expectation is I want a dude that's a millionaire. Wait, hold on. That's not even here. That's not even a reasonable expectation. I see Brian over here. Beyonce not that fulfilling. She got cheated on. Brian, I understand what you're saying. We're just using the socially accepted standards of what's considered a beautiful and famous chick, right? Again, Beyonce, and the piggyback off what you're saying, Brian, is that the example that we can use and that Skeens and I are talking about is our infatuation with stars and different things like that. If your relationship ain't rock solid, you can be Beyonce and get cheated on. You can.
So Beyonce is an example that anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it. We always say that it's a cold game out here. It's a cold game and there's wolves out here. So, I mean, that's a great point. But I just use her for a socially accepted standard of a beautiful, attractive, famous woman that has it all type chick. Again, average dudes, men know an average around the way dude is not thinking of shooting his shot at that type of chick. But a woman will have the expectation of a guy on that level when she's an average chick.
And then sometimes people mistake when you start talking about this person has it all.
Right.
But do I want what they have?
Exactly.
Because all that they have may not be what I really want.
Right.
Because there's a lot that comes with all that person has.
Right. Mm-hmm. Indeed.
So you gotta understand your risk tolerance. Okay, that person they're the Beyonce. If you can have all these things, these trinkets, and look the part.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, if you are a horrible person or your communication skills suck, you're not an affection. You're not really that effective. You don't like affection with your mate. It's not gonna last.
It's not. So again, what we were talking about, is Kevin Samuels public enemy number one to good women? No. We think that he's actually, believe it or not, outside of delivery, he's actually somebody that's a proponent of people having healthy relationships.
It's the medicine.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the medicine that doesn't taste good. But he really wants people to, again, I want you to be shooting at the right target.
And I think that's the one thing that people are misconstrued. We're worried more about the taste of the medicine than is the medicine doing this job.
Yeah, it's a work.
If I have the flu, or if you say I got a cold, just go with that.
Yeah.
And they give me a cold medicine, I'm complaining about the taste of the medicine. Right. But if the cold medicine did its job, the taste means nothing. It's about what the result is.
Absolutely.
But if I'm focused more about, that medicine tastes horrible, right, than the fact that I'm 100% now, then you're missing the message.
Yep. Yep. So we just want to get y'all thoughts and opinion, man. We are actually getting ready to shoot another video, a dope interview with a good friend of mine, Miss Marquita Westmoreland. So if y'all haven't subscribe to the channel. We need your subscriptions. You want to drop us some bread, you can go to the Cash App at HDWGH for How Did We Get Here. Thanks for y'all that have jumped in on the live, and we appreciate y'all for coming on this journey, man. But what do y'all think, man? Is straight line hardcore advice like that, is it toxic? Is it toxic to talk direct to a woman like that? Is it toxic to tell a woman who admitted that she was average?
Is it toxic
to tell her that she's average? Is it toxic if we keep lying though, right? It's real toxic. Is being real considered toxic these days? That's the questions we got to ask ourselves. But anyway, y'all, love, peace, and blessings. Your boy Jay Carter, Skeens. We'll see y'all. Holla.